It's not about thinking that you're better than someone else, but it's about having higher expectations and deserving better. It's part of breaking the glass. It's part of realization. Once I find that having higher expectation and knowing that I deserve better, I simply start expecting higher outcomes. That's it. And so, if not the world, but the people in the world are operating at a certain level that you find is not enough, doesn't make you better. It's just not enough, and that you deserve better. That is part of realization of free will, individuality, realization of your own journey, what is for you will find you, that sort of thing. Realization that it will take time, sacrifice, and pride, because you don't want to settle. Now, knowing that you have higher expectations, it's all about realization of yourself in a world that may operate at this level, that may operate lower than your expectations. If there was a line called decency, you would realize that not the world, but people in the world are operating below that. And so, for you to have higher expectations, anything higher than what's below decency, and of course, you'd be open to anything above decency, But humbly speaking, you're just expecting decency, which is decent. The least that you can ask a person, not being perfect. Just be decent. Just have sense. Just walk with sense. Just be serious when it calls for it. Just mean well. Just mean what you say. Your intentions. It comes down to intentions. If you were intentional, you wouldn't have secrets with that person or that people. That's decent. So you wanting higher expectations and knowing that you deserve better, you just deserve decency in a world that operates, people in the world that operates below decency. We know those examples. Look around. We know those examples. What's below decency? And that if anyone had any sort of decency about themselves, why would they ever settle for that? Close the book. Why does it take a book or another person to tell you what you should go for? What is acceptable? We can all discern it. Well, at least some of us, or a few of us. Meaning, I know what I deserve. Why would anyone expect for you to settle for something that's below decent? Because they're doing it? Because it's better than being alone? And that if you don't settle for what's below decent, and because if you don't want to choose that sort of lifestyle and choose to be alone, something's wrong with you now. That you must be crazy now if you choose that direction of having higher expectations and knowing that you deserve better. Now, anytime you express this, the first thing and the last thing that they say is no one's perfect. But you wasn't asking for perfect. You never we're looking for perfection. But this is what comes out the fool's mouth, because they're not even decent. No one's perfect. I know that. I'm not. I never said I was. I never said I was looking for it. Do you not understand? Do you not know that you're operating below decent? I'm looking actually for decency. Decency means being honest with a person. You over here has this person has a closet full of skeletons. It could be any situation, but could the person have decency of just being honest with you about the lifestyle they live, about who they are, what they do, if they're wanting to spend their life with you, if they're supposedly wanting to get to know you? How are you supposed to get to know that person if they're lying? What kind of decency is that? But, oh, no one's perfect. That has nothing to do with perfection. That has all to do with just being a liar and a deceiver. Because now I'm getting to know you, but all of it is lies. And the only way that I'll realize it's lies is if I use my discernment. God shows me the signs, or I start figuring things out, taking control, doing some work. Who is this person? Let me actually do my own homework and not just rely and trust in the person. All of that is crazy work because you shouldn't have to. But in a world where people can be deceitful and manipulating, it comes to this. But dang, all you wanted was decency. My God. This world, see again, not the world, but the people in the world. Now, in a way, makes you, if you, of course, participate. Now you find yourself doing things you've never done before. You start seeing a different version of yourself. You didn't know that you were a detective, just you got to do your own homework now. Very uncalled for, but in this world it is called for if you're dealing with people that are liars, deceivers. And since we don't know that, that's the unfortunate part. A lot of people are falling just because of a broken heart, just because they've been wronged. They're no longer optimistic. They no longer look for love because of it. Isn't that so unfortunate? They have given up on believing in people, believing in love and hope in people. Maybe they've even cursed my father, right? Instead of giving up hope in people, they've given up hope in themselves and in God. That's very unfortunate because it has nothing to do with God. It has everything to do with a person's choices. I can choose to lie. I can choose to tell you the truth. There's a such thing as little lies and big lies. But it's all lies. I feel when you start to no longer lie about big things, it tells you that you care, right? I don't want to lie to this person. And then you also find that it's freeing to just tell the truth, even if it may be uncomfortable or it may sort of hurt the person, their ego. It's just better to be open, have an open relationship communication. If we're all not perfect, okay, well then let's act like it. What are you not perfect in? What'd you do? What'd you say? It makes a person more comfortable. It gives that person intimate closeness. There needs to be more of that instead of lies and manipulation. Because now this person lies and manipulates, so now you lie and manipulate. This person's not telling you the truth, okay, now you're not telling this person the truth because now you feel they didn't think that you were worthy of it, so you don't believe that they deserve it. But what you don't see is that it's all darkness and there's no life there. We understand, right? I understand what you're doing. I understand what I do when I do it. But do you see a future in that? No. Can you thrive in that sort of way of being? No, you can't. Lies will always destroy. They will never be made into anything because they weren't real. It will only bring upon confusion, amnesia, really, because it's like, remember when you told me this? No, I don't remember that. How do you not remember what you told me? Oh, wait, because it was a lie. You see that? And so now time is wasted because you're now trying to recall something that they don't even remember saying because it never was true to them. And I'm sure they would say, why would I say something like that? That has nothing to do with me. That's not even something I do, or something I'd say, or something I have, or something I've somewhere I've gone. And I say, well, but that you said it. That's what you said. Unless it was a lie. And there it is. The whole conversation was just based off lies. Me recalling a lie that started because there was lies. What? When it could all be so simple. When we're acting in when we're acting as people that don't have morals, don't have higher standards, don't take ourselves seriously, our body, Now we got to tell this person this and now this person that, and because we're living in unmoral, right? The Bible might say very sinful, but we all know what it means. Because if it wasn't sinful and if it wasn't low vibrational, you would have been able to tell this person, hey, I can't go out with you because I'm going out with this person and that person and I'm doing, why lie? I mean, there's people that, have an open relationship, so there's that open communication, so they don't have to lie. But that's just giving you an example. The lie could be anything. We're also not keeping up because we're allowing so many people to have access to us. So you start lying unintentionally. You're forgetting because it's just not the correct way of living. It isn't. There's no way that spiritually you can just give access to everyone. Physically, you can. So that's what makes it wrong. Because if you can't spiritually, then that's the sign. So you can physically give yourself to people, but each one is different. Each one you're not close with. Each one you can't necessarily open up with. But there may be one that's your favorite, one that you like talking to, one that you actually can stand, one that you actually take serious. If so, but you're still choosing to give access to everyone because you can. But you're spiritually filthy. Physically, probably too, but your spirit hates it, I'm sure, because your spirit knows even when you don't want to see it, right? Even if you're with these people just to use them or just to have comfort in some way, your spirit still knows, dang, this ain't the life to live. This is not how I should be living. It's a lie. I'm just feeding the flesh. I'm just giving the flesh what it wants. But you're not feeding the spirit. You're not able to like open up your heart. You're not able to just be yourself. You become these different things, right? You become a busybody, become a liar, a manipulator, all those things because of giving access to anyone and everyone when you know that's not really possible spiritually. Because There's a whole lot of them that are not who they should be. So it's hard to even get to know them. But if you're not trying to get to know them spiritually and you just give them access to you physically, then yeah, it's possible. But it's always a lie. It's always not going to be right because this person is a person. They're not just a corpse. They're not just a body to be used, even though we use them, abuse them. That's why some people eventually get their feelings hurt or is heartbroken because now they find that you don't like them. You never did. All those things because out of all of it comes destruction, living in a lifestyle like that. Only trouble finds you. There's no life there. You know that. It doesn't take for you to be now destroyed to realize it. It doesn't take you to be on your sick bed, diseased up and infected to realize that. It doesn't take long isolation to realize that. It just takes choice. Like this is just what I'm going to do today. I'm gonna put this persona on because I have to because I'm giving access to this person, that person. They all want my attention, and it's the fast lane for a reason. But does the fast lane feed you intellectually? Does it feed your soul? Does it feed your mind? No, it feeds your body. It feeds your lust. It just bows down to you, right? Like they're not asking questions. They're not making things hard. They make it easy by avoiding the truth, avoiding who you are. So everything's going to be surface level. You look so good. You smell so nice. You look so clean from the surface. They're not going to question you and your actions. That's forbidden in those places. Like, why are you talking to so many girls? Why are you talking to so many guys? Why are you doing this? Why are you not showing me attention? See, that's making it hard. They're going to say it. Why are you making things hard? They didn't sign up for it. They didn't sign up for anything real. They didn't sign up for anything solid. They didn't sign up for anything deep. You got to know where you're at. You got to know what's going on. You got to know who you're speaking to, who you're sleeping with. You got to know. Because they're going to be like, what's going on? Why are you acting different? But people are people. People are actually humans. They're not just a body. So they will start catching feelings. That's the thing. Now you remember that you're human and not just a body to be tossed around like a salad. But you knew that. It's just that in that fast lane and the majority roams there, it's not something that's in the front of your mind, but you know that. It's just that you're so busy talking to this person, that person, giving access to this person. It's so exciting. Oh my God, a new chick every day, a new dude every day, a new body every day, a new experience every day. That's a dream to somebody. But there's consequences. I didn't create this world and like what was intended for it to prosper. No, I did not. So you need to take it up with him. But there is a way to prosper in this world. And that's just not the way because you just don't. You just don't. There's consequences, signs, symptoms, trying to like warn you. Danger. Be wary. Because just like most people don't want people telling them what to do, how to live their life. Okay, well, you're right. Because we're not a God. We can't necessarily we can judge you because we can try to help you, but ultimately we can't stop you. We shouldn't because you got to live your own life. You got to try on your own. You have to uh, fight your own battle type thing. You have to learn life and realize life just like everyone else individually. Like I'm living this life trying to figure it out my own, but I'm also trying to help people along the way, right? That's different. But in the same token, people still have to like live their own life. Like I still have to make it. Regardless of whatever else I'm doing, I still have to do it on my own. I'm supposed to. No one's supposed to pick up my cross or drink my cup. The cup was mine to drink. Everyone has to drink it. Everyone has to be in this world. In a world with people that have different intentions, right? Like so you wanting decency is what should be expected. Like if you were to say on this mountain, I don't want diseases. Okay, so how do you avoid it? Sacrifice, choice, right? It comes down to you. It comes down to what you have to do in a world where there is that. What helps is knowing what this world is. What helps is knowing what is awaiting you. Like this world is a temporary world. This world is a world to expose things. Every world is a world of realization, right? Realizing the version, realizing the place, realizing where you're at, realizing what type of world this is, the people in it. Okay, but there's more than that in this world. In this world, there's so many things, but ultimately, this world is to expose imposters that are camouflaged, that are in the light. It's that sort of world out of all the things. That's the main one. Because many are being versions that are not even them. And they will die in that fake version. So you find yourself reminding people just to be themselves. Like, don't lie to me, please. Let's be truthful. Let's be intentional. Mm-mm. Let's be serious. Are you serious about me? You have to ask these things. I've not been in like serious relationships ever before, Um, and then with my lifestyle being abstinent and celibate and things like that, of course, that puts a hold to those things even more. But that's what I mean, that it doesn't take for you to be in like serious relationships or any sort of uh, intimate relationship with someone. It doesn't even take you to have friends to realize, mm-mm. It just takes you for you to open your eyes and observe, learn, watch, just be among them. It doesn't even take long. It just takes for you to say no that first time. Like, no, thank you. I'm not interested. Because it only took for you to walk in, for the person to notice you, and now you're on their radar. So they're going to approach you and maybe suggest that you should go out with them. It hasn't even been 30 minutes. And you decline. No, thank you. It's not about why, it's just clearly your spirit just instantly knew, like, no, thank you. And you see that after that, there's things that start coming out. This person is a player. This person sleeps with every girl here. This person is not serious. But you didn't even know all those things. You did not even know those things. Thank God. Thank God that your spirit, you just, maybe you just decided to just say no because you don't know him. You just met him. It's about like patience and getting to know a person first. Not giving them what they want or what they feel they need. No, they have to earn it. They have to deserve it. Like, give me a second, sir. Who are you? What's like, who are you? There's no conversation. The communication was, wow, I've never seen you before. You must be new here. So I was thinking of going out to get some ice cream this weekend. Would you like to come? There was no conversation prior to this. And if I would have said yes, I would have went out with this person. Things could have went this way or that way. But long and behold, this person, this character was very low. Very low. And it breaks the glass because these people need to realize that that's not the way. And when you come across people that are decent and beyond that, right? Not saying we're better, but we're definitely not low. No one deserves that. No one should want to be that. When you're a decent person and you have higher expectations, you will never consider that. Especially if you're being intentional about yourself, right? If you're now taking yourself seriously, if you're growing, maturing, why would you ever settle for that? And that's the thing. You're going to find that you're growing and maturing and others are not. Just like on the surface, people feel that their status when they're growing, right? They're getting degrees, they're moving up. Same thing. They're like, oh, there's some people that are not. Physically and spiritually. Still all the same message. You're gonna find that, wow, I want better in life. This person is still at this sort of state. But you see, here's the thing, like, when it comes to material things, anyone can acquire that. Like, anyone could obtain that in a way. Like, that's easy work, if I must say. But it takes work. Like, it takes hard work to want to better yourself spiritually, because you literally have to put work in. Long, hard work. And I say, like, it's going to be long and hard because it's going to be long and hard. You don't know, you just don't know the time, right? Whereas, like, when you're wanting to obtain something physically, achieve something, you at least know the time. Like, okay, I'll have this amount of money to be able to purchase this. And okay, so I'm seeing that this will only be available at this time. That's why I say, like, it's much more easier to acquire physical things, even though they all mean the same thing. Like, but when you have to work on yourself, when you have to spiritually mature, when you start maturing, it has to do with your actions, your decisions, your choices. And it's hard because I think because people make it hard. It's hard also because of the way people are in the world. Most people are not wanting you for you. They're wanting you for material things. So you focus more on those things. So it becomes a hard thing. It becomes the long path. So people don't ever really mature, but they acquire so many things. They have so many possessions. They look the part. They're qualified on the surface. But I say it's always going to be a lie. It's never ever going to be enough for people like me or a woman like me, because I don't want those things. I was wanting you. I wanted to see you, not those things. Those things are nice, of course. Those things are bonuses. Like, oh, and you just happen to have this, and you just happen to be able to do this, and like, wow. But regardless of those things, you still need to be who you need to be. You still need to be maturing. You still need to be the man that God created you to be. Yes, I understand you have a house, you have a car, you have like a career, you have all these things. And it's nice. Of course it is. We need those things. We want those things, I guess, right? But when you come across someone that wants to take you seriously or actually likes you, like they actually like you for once. Someone actually likes you, yeah. You're looking at it like it's too much. How is it too much? You lost? Are you lost, sir? Are you lost in all these material things in material world? See, I hate to say it because it's not the world, it's the people. Now it's become a material world, but the world did not do this to itself. Like, are you only interested now in superficial women, superficial men? Like, are you now interested only in that fast lane? Yeah, you see, and that's where you got the preferences. Like, oh, I only prefer women with you know, artificial nails and artificial butts and artificial lips. They may not say the artificial part. They might just say anything that's big and thick, and as long as it's thick, doesn't matter about if it's real or fake. But just giving you example, I'm saying that people have actually adapted to this sort of lifestyle and this sort of state of vibration. But you're crazy if you want decency. You're crazy if you have higher expectations than low vibration. This ain't even decent. This ain't normal. That's scary, but you're not. But you're crazy, right? Like I'm crazy. I'm aiming for perfection. Oh, because people are not perfect. I'm asking to meet in the middle. You're not even near the middle. You're below it. This is not even satisfactory. This is below. This is failing. This is failure. There's no thriving. It's death. This below failure. It's death. It really doesn't even exist. What is this? People are just making up gibberish, like, and they expect you to understand it. Okay, so now you're living in a simulation that's created by nonsense. It's just you walk in and you're gonna taste it, smell it, nonsense. So don't expect to understand it. Don't expect for them to answer for it. Don't expect for them to know what it is. And don't expect for them to remember where they're at and what they do, because it's nonsense. Oh my. Oh my. What in theory? Where am I? Dorothy. Where am I? Alice. Where am I? This is past falling down the rabbit hole. This is below. This is right before death. I'm sorry, right before hell, right before brimstone. This is like right before the fire, like right before the pit. Like right before you fall in it, it's like there. That's where that is. Cuz this is death. This all leads to death. Right? Like just like these snares lead to diseases, and abominable things lead to like really really low entity realm sort of things. Like you could only find such things in such low realms. You find about how there's zombie apocalypse. It's like what realm are we in? Because you couldn't find that in a higher vibrational realm. My God. Flush eating bacteria. What? In the ocean, and the water that should be pure from God. But God didn't do that to the ocean. God did not poison it. What realm are we in where people are intentionally poisoning what feeds them, poisoning what keeps them alive, poisoning this destruction? Where are we at? Destruction. Where are we at in a world of destruction? Son of destruction. Oh, now you woke up. Now you're awake again. Does that ring a bell? And the book is closed. I was going off all I remember. Just, oh wait, son of destruction. Mm-mm-mm. Well, it reminds me now what ward I'm in and what they told me I'd be in. So the Bible is true. Never lied. It just confirmed it. So that honestly should give me more power to me, because now I have more of a reason to roar, because I know that there is a God, and that I wasn't crazy, that I'm not just in my feelings because, oh, I'm just so lonely, or my life is just so miserable. No, I mean, my what I just had come up with has just been aligned with what is written, that is ancient and prophetic. All these things leading to destruction. And then he tells us that, well, the ruler of this world is the son of destruction. I said, Father, I'm here. I'm going to be here every day proclaiming these things. Get me out of here. Please come back. I know you said you were, so I'm ready. I'm awake. If you were delayed because, you were waiting for this moment because there is a divine timing, right? There was a time when we were asleep. There was a time when we did not understand. There was a time where we had to deal with it, thrive in the freaking, just thrive. Realize that we're thriving in it. But no, there was a time that we had no choice. There was a time when we were going to be stumped on. That was the intention. Stump, put them down, get them dirty, get them low, make them least. There's a time for all those things. And so I'm just like, okay, Father, there's a reason why this is not a coincidence. I'm awake, I'm professing, I'm testifying, I'm aligning. Everything is falling in place. All right, I'm here. There's a reason why I'm on the mountain. There's a reason why I've been able to reach this peak. There's a reason why. It's not a coincidence. And then he happened to say he's coming back. Okay, well, I know you're here. I know you're here. Any moment, blink of an eye. You're already here, Father. I know it. You always been here, but my God, it took for me to realize it, right? It took for people to come to see, come to know, because we didn't. And there's people that will never come to this sort of understanding. We know, because we have risen from those pits. We have risen from those places. We have walked away. We have continued on moving forward in the straight path. Even though we're distracted every day, even though we're pulled in this direction, we keep waking up. We know how hard it is. We barely holding on, but we still continuing, reaching this peak. We reached the peak to where, yeah, we got to go down and go back to what we got to do and then come back to it. We can't just stay on this peak, but at least we reached it. At least we know it exists. At least we know where God is, where we can like, where we can literally like see him so clearly above all the things, above all of it. And then, yeah, we have to come back down, right? We got to do our labor. We have to still be part of the will, right? Slaves in this world. We in the system. I still have to come back down, right? And so coming back down puts me in a vibration. Whatever whatever vibration is down there, I start to feel it. And we ain't even on Mount Everest, but you get it. We ain't got to speak gravitational pull. We don't got to speak the air quality, but we get the same message. It changes. Mind, body, and soul. So every day we reach this peak to only have to go back down, to then go back up, to go back down. But at least we reached it. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Every time you go back down, there's just what you know is down there. That's why some people can go back down and get stuck again. Some people can go back down and it's hard to get back up again. You go back down and you're there for a while and it's like, oh, I miss my alley. Where you been, baby? Where you been? Where's my daughter? I haven't spoke to you in a while. You haven't come to see me. I say, yeah, Father, I've been a bit distracted. Yeah, I'm sure, right? I'm sure he's like, I'm sure. There's the grace. I get it. You went back to sleep? Yeah. Yep. But I'm back. I'm here. He's like, great. That's all that matters. Love to see your face. Love to see you. Love to hear it. You know? He can say, oh, I hear your voice, but where are you? Right? There's a difference when you're roaring from death. You're roaring from hell. Right? Literally in the pit. I was stuck in this pit roaring. Right? I want to get out. Free me from this addiction, whatever it is. And then there's a difference when you come from out of it. Right? You come up this mountain and you're still in this place. But he's like seeing you where you've conquered through. And you roar because of it. The pride. You beating your chest, the tears. Father, I made it here. So, of course, when you roar, you testify about it. And that you say things like, well, when I go back down, I can do it all over again. But I'd be a fool to get burned again, to willingly get burned, because accidents happen. You unwillingly or you unknowingly fell into a pit and a snare. And unfortunately, you were stuck there for a while. But you still had to make a way out. You still had to get through it. And boy, it took years. It took time. It took everything that you had to get out. Because there's not someone that's going to help you. It's not a guarantee when everyone is struggling too. When these traps and snares have been set out for us to fall in. Camouflage and all that. Understanding. So you have to, for yourself, you versus you, like every day you got to choose to try again. When it just seems so endless and it's just an illusion and a loop, right? It's all become mental, because it's become now, should I even just give up now? Should I just wait for a savior in a sense? Like literally wait for someone to help me out of this pit. When I can get out, all I need help is getting out of this world, right? And that's the creator, but there's pits in this world, right? There's addictions, there's things that I can stop doing. It still takes time, it still takes dedication, because that's the whole part of the trials. It's all still hardship. It's just one of your tribulations. But we have to do that work. We have to want to. We have to find the strength. He's given us all those things. That's what makes this will. The snare is in it. Is anyone going to notice it? You see, that's the will. I sent them into the world. Are they going to expose them? Are they going to use what's in them, their discernment, how they feel? Are they going to use their morals? Are they going to stay solid? That's all about the tribulation. That's all the trials. Am I going to stay solid once I walk into this place? Is she going to stay solid? Is she going to come out the same person? Is she going to fight through it, or is she going to stay in this place and blend in? Is she going to become the enemy? Is she going to start working for them, go against me? That's all what it is. They're coming out with this new poison. They're going to call it Hennessy. They're going to call it vodka, whatever. They're going to call it spirits. They're going to put it in your face. And it's going to be highly addicting. And, To them, it's going to open their mind. It's going to free them. It's going to, in a deceptive way, because it's also destroying them. It's poisoning them. They're gonna die eventually. They're gonna have sclerosis of the liver. It's killing their cells, their brain cells. They're gonna get sick. But it's freeing their mind because it was deceptive in that way. So see it in everything, all the sneers, all of these things are the traps. All of these things is where they drive get their power from. And it's about us conquering through it. Jesus was tempted. Here, eat this bread. Here, jump off this cliff. Here, bow down, kiss my feet. You'll have fame. You'll have money. You'll have all the things your heart, quote unquote, desires. But maybe that's not even in the heart of him. But even still, he said, "Nah, I'm good. Get behind me." So what is that in your life? What are you addicted to? What is being presented to you? What is being programmed? Is it the food, right? Like, here, eat this. What is that thing? Now you start to remember that is what's keeping you trapped, right? Keeping you from your higher self when you're right there, right? You're right there, but you're still in that pit. And then once you persevere through that sort of addiction, because again, it never had to be an addiction, but it's what's within it that's keeping you constantly in that state, right? Constantly on this level of vibration. So it becomes this addiction, like, oh, I have an addiction to it. Like, this addiction is keeping me low. It's sad. But once you conquer through that one thing, then there's other things. There's solid liquid gas. Like, oh, I'm not going to smoke the weed. I don't even know. I see it all as smoking, but I'm going to eat it. Still dealing with these addicting things. Just different forms of it, different forms of poison. Like, okay, well, I give up cigarettes, so I'm going to go now to more of a quote unquote natural herb. If it is even that, because again, we know there's the artificial, that's the streets, that's the synthetic. Listen. So that is the will. You come into this world and you see that it's filled with potions and, magicians and, people concoctions. These things are heavily sedative, heavily low vibrational. We know it because when we eat food, we knock out after. It's like, whoa, it's heavy. But if you eat just like a fresh carrot, if you eat anything clean or you make it yourself, you're energized. You're not, the first thing is not, oh, I'm going to fall asleep, or I feel sleepy, or I feel heavy. No, you don't feel that way. And good thing I'm a witness because I live here too, so I don't have to ask you. I've dealt with it. So you come into this world as quote unquote witnesses and you see how their tactics. Okay, so they're crafty. And this is what's keeping people stuck and sleep and forgetting and now having these sicknesses. But we're right there. We could, like anyone on the surface above the pit would be like, just climb out. You see how easy? Just climb out. Stop doing it. All you got to do is put it down. Put the cheesecake down, my gal, and get out. But every time you eat that cheesecake, every day, every time someone throws it in there and you eat it, you fall asleep. And you wake up in the pit. Every time you eat it, you're 10 more pounds heavier. So you're going to wake up bigger. When the whole point was to get out, the whole point was to lose the weight. The whole point, like, and someone above the surface is like, yo, stop eating it. Just stop. Don't listen. Just because it's there doesn't mean you got to eat. Doesn't mean that you have to like take it. Stop taking from them. And that's what it is. It's like understanding you should be able to enjoy yourself. You should be able to enjoy a cheesecake or whatever the case may be. But it's like remembering whose hands it's from, what's in it, what's it's doing to you. But we can't overcome it because we're stuck on how it makes us feel. Like I just want to feel something. I want to feel comfort. I'm yearning it. Yeah, it's addicting. And nobody wants to not feel good. But you have to come to that point where you have to sacrifice how you feel. Right? Like that saying goes, your comfort zone will kill you. It's killing us, right? It's making us big in our beast. Real ugly, okay? Real icky, real disgusted. Like, I don't want to feel uncomfortable in my own body. I don't want to look at myself and be like, that's disgusting. Because truthfully it is, and it should feel that way. It's not normal. You don't even see yourself anymore. You see fat. You see fat. You understand me? That's what you see because that's what it is. You should be proportioned. You should be proportioned. Shoot, you ain't got to listen to me. You can listen to the people that know the body, operates and experiments on the body. You have high cholesterol. You're in danger of a stroke and heart disease and clogged arteries and blood clots. This fat ain't never been good for you. That's why they say you're overweight. You're obese. Like you're way past due, buddy. Like you've been overcooking. You've been overdoing it. Now you look sloppy for a reason, right? The fat is like womp womp womp, wiggly bliggly blop blop. Now you out of breath, can't breathe because the fat is suffocating you. You bend down, you're out of breath because it's so heavy. And already the world is heavy. Already the walk is heavy. Already. But now you physically feel heavy. Like you willingly put on your own burden. Right? You put on like this freaking puff suit. We don't need it. Okay? We don't need it. We don't need more. The whole point was to like fly out of here. We definitely can't fly. This turkey can't fly. Not this one. This one's plump. The strings can't even pull you up. They broke. Come on now. Like, you hear it from people when they say, don't let yourself go. Well, they're trying to say it without saying it. I mean, they're saying it. We can say it to ourselves because here's the thing. We have to nip it in the bud. And I'm just speaking of this is it because it is a big thing, especially for women, because we gain weight really easily. And the world is just heavy on us. So it's an emotional thing, especially for our women. We have to nip it in the bud. There's that grace, that understanding. Like, of course, every time you eat something, it's adding to you. Unless you're eating and you're balancing it, right? You're still taking your walks. You're burning the calories. You're keeping yourself at a set place. You know, you're stable. But um, all I'm saying is that that's fine, right? Because you should want to do what you want to do, eat what you want to eat. But letting yourself go means you're past the place where you've seen yourself and you felt disgusted. You're past that place where you were uncomfortable in your clothes and you never changed it. Like it just never happened and you got bigger. And now this is just who you are. And now you live your life as a big girl. You live your life as big girl. Plus girl. Plus size. And it's like, this is who you are. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is not me, never been me, don't want to be me. Like, no, it's not. That's what's crazy because you don't want to stay in that place. You want to be, you want to reach that place of grace. You want to reach that place where, okay, all right, we done spoiled ourselves enough. Okay? Enough cheesecake, baby. Enough. Like you had enough. And so the message goes with everything. You gotta find that, you gotta come to that place, because anyone could say, oh, it's just this, it's just that. It's not. It is a spiritual war. It is more than what you see, right? It's what they're putting into it. It's what they're doing to you. So yes, it's never going to be easy. It's become this hard thing when we're right there, right? We're right there where we could be that version. We can have that hot body, like that nice physique. It's already there. You can see it, but you're also seeing how now you're starting to get plump. Mm-mm. Starting to look a little sloppy, a little wide. So it's like, ooh, we're not too far. You can still wind yourself back. Don't keep going down that direction. Don't keep eating what they feed in you. Like they're gonna keep doing that because that's the system operating to spit this out at you every day. So every day your mind is expecting, every day, your body is yearning for it because every day program that is going to be there. It's going to be, you're going to have access to it. You're always going to. That's why we're among all of this. We are the light among darkness, but we can't allow it to like take over us. We have to take control. And it's going to always be easy to someone that's not dealing with it. Like, take control. Yeah, they're not lying. It should be easy, and it could be like this, like a snap of a finger. Like today, that's it, and then it'd be that day that you just ended it. But understanding is the part of, clearly it isn't. Mm-mm. There's some sort of curse, right? There's some sort of witchy craft in this. Like why do I yearn it? Why did I not stop? Why can't I find the power or the strength? Why do I keep giving in? Why am I choosing my comfort over um my life? Like starting my life, you know, staying in this place. There has to be some witchy craft. Hmm? People are making these things. Again, you're not making it. Why are you feeling heavy after you done received it from them? Why are you going to sleep after you done ate from them? But when you eat from you, and you make it, you don't feel sleepy. You don't go to sleep. You don't start forgetting. You start actually staying in a state, a stable state. But it changes your state. It changes your vibration when you eat from them, right? When you go into their places, when you're around them. You can say, oh, this is just for a movie, this is just a story. Okay, all right. And I think when you have that mindset, you don't see anything wrong. And you'll never change. That's all of what this is. That's it. You try to figure out this world. You see, people are focused on the wrong things. They say, oh, the world is about happiness. The world is about having fun. The world is about living life. Not when there's a construct trying to control you and do it in a deceptive way. Hmm? Now you're blind to it. You don't know what you don't know, right? They can't see if they can't see. So I'm trying to tell you. There are many people that do know this, but they still focus on the good things of life, the good things that they can find in it. And that's okay. That's all right. My God, that's just not the way I am. Because, yes, there's people that, you can go into their content and, you get that sort of vibration because that's what they choose to talk on. They choose to be in. But that's not how reality is, though. That's not like real life. And I get it. You can be in the world of what you create. You can be in the world of what you choose. But here's the thing, are you really in a world of happiness? I speak of Alize dreamer world. I speak of my dreams because that world is a place of like a world for me. But I still know that's not this particular world. I still know that version is not this particular version. I still know where I'm at. I still wait for those things. I don't try to make it seem like they're the same. No, they're not. I know where I'm at. I know what I have to do. I know what I have to do. That's the key word. I have to do it. So in a world of suffering, you can say, oh, well, there's a world of great, good things. Stop it. Stop it. It's all fake. I mean, kudos to you if you actually are happy, right? If you have a healthy relationship, if you have everything is good in your life, kudos to you. It's really rare. But I speak for the majority of the world, right? And I say that because you have to understand this darkness is spreading to where it now becomes the majority. Now it seems to be the whole world, even if people are acting like they're not, or this or that. Why? Because there's a system. Every time you turn on your TV, it's there. Every kid's commercial, every kid's show now has this message. This sort of way, this one way of thinking, this one way down to destruction. This low vibrational pull. Because now everything I say, I'm supposedly crazy. Everything I say, supposedly, I'm just aiming for perfection. I'm aiming for decency. Can't you see? Now it's come where it's just a few of us that speak like this. So for me to say, excuse me, it doesn't seem like the world is happy, or it seems like I have to speak always in this way because I know that the world is not the way it should be. Excuse me. Because if I'm made least and made the few, right? Like that, again, I don't have to know everyone in the world to know the truth. And every generation it shows that, right? Like I'm not a God, so I don't know everyone, but I don't have to. I can judge it from the actions of people, what is winning in the world, what is in that seat, what is looked at as like superior in this world, what people are choosing to spend their time on statistically. That's how the world runs. They run on statistics. Okay, so if no one's watching this show, okay, they don't get a reboot. Okay, so depending on what shows are still running, tells me without having to know each and every person in this world, whether they actually are living a happy life or whether they're healthy or not. It tells me on what is being shown and still going. Right? What's starting to have a legacy here? What's boasting them up to make them feel like they're a god? Who are these people? And who are the people that are giving them this power? We. So that tells me that we as a people have failed. We as a people are fallen. We are people who are in low vibration, because you want to put something of this up, you only get 2 views. But there's everyone in the world that can chime in, but they don't choose to. But you're going to tell me that everyone's living this healthy, godly, supposed life? But nobody wants to speak about truth because everyone wants to pretend in their happy created world. I got to tell you, that's not happiness. To think that, oh, well, I'm going to mind my business and tend to my children and my husband, and that's a happy world. You know, truthfully, and I don't have to speak for my father, but you know I do, and I have a right to. He gives me that right. He can look at you filthy. He gonna look at your actions like they're dirty, like they don't mean, like that's not what you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you be so comfortable when there's killing outside of your home? Yeah, yeah. And when that thief finds your home, don't run to us. I should have listened. I knew this whole time that this world was corrupt, but I just tried to make my own life. I understand. Okay. But it shouldn't take all that, you see. Know where you're at. You know, I could simply change my whole trajectory of my fate. Well, can I really? It just won't happen because my fate aligns with me. So, but let's just say that I could make big mistakes. I don't know. I hate to say that word, but let's just say that I say yes to this man. I say yes to marry him. I say yes to family. All the things that I say no to currently. Like, no, I'm not interested in those things. And then move back home, move to Connecticut, in the higher parts of Connecticut, and just have a quiet, peaceful home, and, let God be there. Okay. All right. He's there, right? He's supposed to be there, right? Here's the thing. You hear, I don't need, okay. You hear that knock at the door, you hear that knock at your soul. It's calling. Maybe not your soul, right? Maybe not my kid's soul, but my soul is something. It's just nagging me, right? It might even haunt me in my dreams. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if it came to me in my dreams. The nagging and the calling and the dreams of, do you know where you at? It's right outside your window. It's right outside your door. It's inside your home. It's seeping in, maybe. It's once you turn on the TV, once you turn on the radio, once your children's eyes open to this world. The moment your children is born into this world, you see susceptible to all of this, right? Sin. Where are you at in a world where people are sinful? In a world where there's abominable things happen. But I'm gonna go ahead and marry this man and have his children and follow the yellow brick road. Skip a rule, just whoop, 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 yeah, it's just us and we love each other and everything's great. It could be, but here's the thing. Something's just, what is that sound? Do you hear that? You're like, no, I don't. I said, well, I do. And it's bothering me. And I'm irritated. Get off me, spirit. This has happened before. I would feel irritated when I would be around some people. Not that it's them, but it's the spirit. It's my spirit. It's like, ugh, like, what? Like, what? What is it? And I would never feel that way when I would be alone. I would never feel that way when I would be home. And I don't have to be necessarily home, like I said, just alone. I could have been out alone. I don't get that feeling. You see, that's how the spirit tries to communicate with you. It's like, ugh, or say it is the person, right? Because ultimately it's trying to tell you, like, nah, I really want you to myself. Like, you need to be doing some work and it has to be done alone type thing. You're going to realize that. You're going to know that, right? It's going to be in you to know that. Like, even though you're going to be like, oh, like, I'm irritated. Deep down, you're still going to know, like, yo, like, it's my spirit. Like, it's irritating. And I'm sorry if I'm going to take it out on you, right? But everything is irritating me. Like, I just want to be alone. Like, you know what you have to do. It's just that you feel like, dang, why do I have to, right? Or why does it take all this extremity? Like, why do I have to be alone? Why can't I just live my life? Why can't I just make friends? But every time you want to make a friend or every time you're around someone, it's just like, dang, like, they're just not what you need. They're not what you deserve. They're not, and your spirit is not liking it. It's like, oh, shoot, I should have stayed home. This sucks. You see what I mean? It still sucks. It still sucks. But when you have a purpose, see, that's the thing you got to realize. And then you'll come to realize, whether you read it from the book, whether you have no choice but to realize it, because you'll still realize it, that, dang, I got a purpose in the world. And it ain't to be a surgeon. It ain't that type of purpose. Even though you can choose to do that, I'm just saying that it's like a higher purpose. Like, God, I hear you. My goodness. It's just, this ain't man knocking on your door like, hey, I got opportunity for you. Okay, we're going to pay you this much, for you to speak at our seminars, for you to counsel, and we have a position for you in the world. No, this ain't that. Now, sometimes you wish, because you'd be like, dang, I need some money. Listen, okay? That would help. That would help you on the surface. But Father says, excuse me, you're over here, okay? Oh, over here. Come over here. You're over here with us. Yeah, come on, you're on our team. So you feel it in those ways, like it's knocking at your soul. It's showing itself through your irritation, through your discernment, right? Your conviction. And it sucks. Because it pulls you out of the world. It pulls you out. You said, dang, I can't even hang around this person because every time I'm around them, they're irritating. And it's like their spirit. It's nothing that they have to do. And it also shows up in a way where it's like nothing's ever enough. Like, you're going out, you're with someone, you guys could just be cruising in the car or something, and it's like, oh, why do I not feel happy? Why do I not feel content? Like, why do I not feel excited? You start getting frustrated at yourself, like, what's the issue? And it's not depression, right? It's not like that. It's like, you start to see things, you start to see things and you start to realize, like, this is it. This is all. This is what we wasting our time on. You know, and excuse me, because you know, you don't want to speak for anyone. So you just, in your head, you're just like, it's like you're seeing things in color for the first time. So even that alone is still the same message that it will pull you out. It's like, yeah, I don't want to do these things no more. They don't interest me. They don't excite me. They're not doing anything for me. They're just wasting my time, wasting my money. Like, do you see what I see? But you see, it's not knocking on someone's soul, it's knocking on yours. And so, without saying the verses, without thinking about the verses, you start to hear the verses, credit to the Bible, because then it's just like, I called you, right? Like, I called you out the world. You're mine. It's those sort of things. Because it's like, you're over here wondering why you don't see it, why they don't see it, why they don't feel it, what am I missing? That's the irritation. That's the suckiness, because it's like, I just want to be a regular person. Because here's the thing, what is a regular person, right? A regular person is like what everyone else is doing. If you're in a world where you're the minority, or you find yourself to be that minority because everyone else is doing all the same things, but you find now that you can't do the same things, you can't tolerate it anymore, and you just want to you want to live. What does that even mean? You see, live in this world, live like them, live life. But is this world life? When he's trying to tell you what life is, he's trying to show you what life is. It's knocking on your soul when everyone else has come to think this is. He's trying to wake you up. See, close the book. We don't need those verses. Those are confirmations. This is true story. This is my revelation. And then giving credit to the verses, because he did always warn us. You know, and that's the edification that I give, because I understand exactly what it means, and that it is true ultimately. That is why I say I see, you know, and my Father's coming for me. Like 100% true. Because why is these things happening to me? Why am I knowing these things? Why can I edify the verses the way that I do? Why am I the verses? Why is the verses happening in my life? For him to just not come. I don't, like, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why would I speak nonsense and say, well, all these things are happening to me, and I'm prophesying, and I'm aligning. I can interpret the Bible without even knowing it. I could have become it without even knowing that it existed. You can describe a chosen person and me not know what a chosen person is, and me be exactly that. And so, but I'm crazy? Someone can hide these things from me, because they did. They hide it from us, right? They know of us. We just in here just trying to get through this hardship. But they knew all of this was a test before we did. They knew that God sent people in the world. They knew that Jesus was the Son of God before we did, really. So yes, there are people set out for that exact reason, to make you forget who you are. Set out against certain individuals, truly set out against them, when they hate everybody. They hate themselves. So that's why I say close the book, close the book. And it's only for me to say that the truth is in you. Because this book has always been open, but no one can interpret it. No one can edify the church. Well, that's because you have to be the truth to understand the truth, to understand what's written of the truth. I don't need a script. I don't need the book. I can just tell my story, tell who I am, and then there's the book. And then there's verses, and then there's confirmation, and then there's me. And I say, "Oh wow, I see me in it." Or that sounds like someone like me, or I did that. Now I see. Now I interpret these things, right? It's like gift of interpretation. But the gift was given because of who you've been. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to give her interpretation. No, it was long suffering. I can interpret because I walked a certain way. Like, I understand why you feel this way because I did that. I seen that. So close the book. And then you can open it after. You don't need the book to tell you who you are. You know who you are. More to you. Because it tells you who you are. You know, it tells you who you are when you don't have anyone else telling you. And then to be confirmed and reassured by so many different signs, it only tells you who you are, who you've always been, who you knew you were. Right? And what does that invite in? It invites in more faith, more belief, more hope in who? The Creator. Understand me, and I'm milking it, but understand, put yourself in my shoes, or at least I'm trying to make you see how I see things. I did not know these things were written. Just like I'm just speaking out. I'm just speaking out on what I see, what I know, and what I choose to be and what I choose to do. And I still speak of my weaknesses. I still speak of like me not being perfect, you know. I still speak of being here in the snares and being trapped, having issues, you know. I still speak as a normal person, as a human. I'm just only confessing like how certain people treat you or treat me when you kind of stand up for certain things. I can't make it up, right? I'm not telling someone else's story because then I would have been like, okay, this is based off this person's story. I'm not speaking for someone else. I'm just saying, okay, when I was young and when I was growing up, every time I would defend myself, for some reason I'll get punished for it. Right? Unfortunately, I become the black sheep. That hurts me when I have to tell that story. It doesn't hurt me when I have to tell it. I'm saying it hurt me being that. It was never like a good thing to for people to now try to sell their story or people to do it for views. It was not a good thing. So I'm just telling my story, and then all of a sudden, you're receiving rewards, or it's now written that that exact person will be a priest in God's house, or will be teaching the nations, or will be judging the nations. I didn't know that. I was just being who I was. That's it. Just like when I'm telling my story and I don't know what I'm going to say, but I know that I can say something. It's actually light. It's giving people milk and meat. There's life in that. Now I see, because before it was not a good thing. It didn't change my actions. I didn't change my actions, but it wasn't good for me. It wasn't a future. It was just cold. It was hard. It was harsh. It was punishment. It was long. It was being ridiculed. It was being tarnished. It was being misunderstood. It was being mean. It was being too tough. It's too serious. Or You're never going to find friends. You're never going to have a man. And this exact being, this exact existence that I'm in, this is what you got. This is what you got. Close your mouth. You always talking. You got too much mouth. This is what you got. No one's choosing you. No family's choosing you. No. This is what you got. I can't make this up. Good thing I'm not my only witness. It's just that people won't say anything. People won't. That's why I don't need anyone to tell my story. I don't need anyone to speak. I don't need anyone to justify me. I don't need anyone to like me, right? So I say keep your same energy. Keep your same energy. If you never liked me in the beginning, don't try to like me now. If you didn't talk to me then, don't try to talk to me now, right? They don't have access to me. They don't have access to me. Because that's the thing. Why change your energy anyway? Why? Because now you're starting to know that God is shining a light on what has always been His. Again, it's not up to me to have to milk that. It's evident. My point is all my points, because there's so many points in this. This is what you received, okay? I have to say that very boldly because it just seems like everybody wants to claim this seat. Everybody wants to wear this shoe, which is true. Like I get it. Like who wouldn't want to? But no one knows the work that's been put in. No one has felt how it felt to wear such shoes. So excuse me if when I speak, you can see. Excuse me if every time I speak, you can see God. You can see the verses. Excuse me. Because for one, I didn't choose this. I'm not over here trying to show out or, I'm just being me. And that's the thing. It's like every time something real is actually in existence, you know, how do you treat it? But all this was to really, really say that I think I'm crazy? You think I think that God is not coming? No, He is. And I say that because everyone, likes to say, oh, He's not coming. He's not coming, Okay. He's coming. He's coming because people like me, especially the ones that always knew of people like me when I didn't even know because I was growing up. I was a baby once. I didn't understand once. I was being judged by the world once. And now I'm judging the world. Now I'm being esteemed. Now I'm being exalted. Not physically yet, but I am spiritually because I have risen from that pit. I've risen from that being crushed in spirit. That place they wanted to keep you in. They wanted you to shut up. Like, just close your mouth. No. No. You can't shut me up. They know that God is here because I'm back. I'm here. I've risen. I'm speaking the truth. I know the truth. I know who I am. and I know who I am to my Father, and I'm calling him. That's why they want to shut you up. Because all day and all night, all you will say is, Father. You'll call to him. If he, of course, he knows where you're at, but if he did not know, now he does. The angels are like, we hear someone. They never gave up hope trying to find you. But of course, you were in a sunken place. You were the least and, devastated. Put a muzzle on you. But you were in the world, somewhere in the world. And now you roar on this mountain and he sees you, he hears you. And I'll leave it there.